Hello and welcome to Weekend Investing Daily Bytes. We are shooting episode 336. And today we are going to talk about what India has presented at Davos. A lot of you may criticize this video because I'll be uh, telling you what the government line is. But nevertheless, it is imperative that as investors for the long term, we have a vision document for the country and that we draw optimism and insights from that. But first, the weekend investing loyalty discount program is there for the existing subscribers. If you are completing 1, 2, 3, or more years with weekend investing, you get subsequently increasing offers on your renewals, and you can use the same offers for new strategies also. This daily reminder is so that everybody at weekend investing is aware of this and do not miss out on this opportunity. Coming to the markets picked up yesterday and day before, but today's session was extremely flat on the back of a steep fall in the US markets. And but nevertheless, overall, I thought that the market did well by cutting its downward journey uh, by about 100 points from yesterday. So not so bad. We still have this major resistance to take out, but the larger range of 17,800 to 18,250, that still remains uh, unbeaten. So my sense is that we may jiggle around here in this range, maybe till the budget, but maybe there may be a pre-budget rally of some sort, given that there are not so many sessions now left before the budget. PSU banks, which were reeling for the last 2 days, made a small comeback. Public sector enterprises ahead of the budget are racing for potential divestment news. FMCG and consumption sectors were reeling today, minus 1% nearly on both of them, and the others were in the middle. For the past full 1 week, almost all in fact, all sectors have registered positive gains. And over the last 3 months, also, with PSU banks and metals outperforming, most sectors have done reasonably all right. In terms of the broader indices, you can see no index went anywhere. So all were negative between 0.1 to 0.35%. Small caps as well as large caps, and Nifty Next 50 was also down minus 0.35%. In terms of weekend investing, small cases, you can see that some strategies were in the green: MIATH2, MIATH, MI50, MI Evergreen, but there were others which have lost ground along with the market. So nothing exceptional happening here. Today's heat map, we see that Asian Paints was thrashed after its results. Kotak Bank down 2%, IndusInd Bank down 2%, Tata Motors down 2%. Adani Enterprise continues to be down as the follow-on offer is open at a discount, and till the follow-on offer is open, I don't think Adani Enterprises will go up. Let's see what happens post its closing. Levers dropping 1.3%. Nestle and ITC also dropping. Tata Consumers also down. Bharti Airtel down. Titan down. So most stocks suffered some correction of sorts. L&T remained strong after 2 good days. Today also remained in the green, and ONGC and Coal India stole the limelight with 1.6% and 3.2% gains. So, India at Davos, what I'm going to show you is a presentation by the government of India uh, at Davos, and it has very key statistics in it, which you can take insights from, you can take motivation from, you can take confidence of your understanding of the situation. Uh, you can also read it with a pinch of salt, but nevertheless, I think a lot of these Data points are very, very important. Of course, uh, government will try to show themselves in good light also. But we'll go through this very quickly. So 75 years of democracy, 100x rise in GDP. We are at $3.5 trillion. So that itself is a great achievement, I think, that we have now started to move up the ranks in terms of overall GDP. And of course, GDP per capita also has to catch up. 500x increase in per capita income in the last 75 years, currently at 2,300. So there comes an inflection point, somewhere where, the economy will really take off, because the per capita income, once it, I think, crosses about $3,000, I think that will be really a point where, it will become unstoppable sort of growth there. Total exports rising, highest exports clocked at 660 billion in 21-22. Fifth largest economy now. We've jumped six positions since 2012. Uh, Second largest working population of 522 million, and with a median age of only 29 years. So we have a good, easy couple of decades before, our demographic curves will start to taper off. So the next 2 decades, if the policy structure remains all right, I think there's nothing stopping India. Annual FDI has doubled in the last 8 years, from 35 billion to 84 billion in a decade. And we managed the pandemic well with a V-shaped recovery. GDP contracted 24% in first quarter before bouncing back to 20% in the fourth quarter. On the infrastructure front, India has the number one railway network in Asia, 70,000 kilometers. But just look at where it is projected to go. It will go from 8 billion passengers to 20 billion passengers in the next 25 years. 7x growth has been projected on urban railways. On the highways, we currently have 1.45 lakh kilometers of highways. It is projected to double in the next 25 years. Ports, 2,500 capacity, MMTPA. It is going to go 6x in the next 25 years. Aviation going from another 7x, from 200 million to 1.5 billion trips. So just you just need to absorb that, even though these projections are there, some may go right, some may go wrong, some may exceed, some may do not meet the targets. But there's enormous growth ahead. I mean, that is something that you need to take from this, is that there's enormous growth ahead. I mean, 700 kilometers going to 7,000 urban railway is an enormous growth, 10x growth in 25 years. In terms of technology, we have the Aadhaar, of course, the unique digital identity with 1.3 billion people. So that itself makes us very unique in the world. We have number one fintech adoption rate, number two in mobile phone users, 74 billion digital transactions worth 1.6 trillion. One in five startup unicorns from fintech, 2 billion plus COVID vaccinations coverage, USD 1 trillion digital economy. So this is very important, that the digital economy part of the entire GDP is is growing very rapidly, and it's already near about more than 20% by 2025, maybe 25% roughly. 30% reduction in data cost. Data remains the lowest in the world. We are contributing 1 out of 10 global unicorns. We have 107 of them with valuation of 341 billion. So you can see some of these names here. Uh, Unicorns are getting added every year. In 2021, 93 billion. Uh, 21 were born in 2022 with a valuation of 27 billion. So there's a lot of fresh technology, fresh capital, fresh startups. The entire ecosystem is getting created here, and you can see this in the VC and the private equity investments. Uh, in terms of growth over 2021, you can see that India has been leading by far the growth of venture capital investments. 11 transactions of $1 billion each, and a 3x surge year on year in total fund size of new VCs launched. So a lot of capital is coming, and when capital comes, and especially in very smart hands, of course, those IPOs that we have seen have not done well for retail investors, but they are adding value to the entire ecosystem. And sooner or later, there will be IPOs that will leave something for the investors also on the table. Unfortunately, in the last year or so, we've not had many of those. But overall, I think this capital and the brain power that comes along with it really makes a whole lot of a difference to the entire country's economy. Uh, in terms of technology led startups, you had agri-tech, 12x rise in deals in the last 6 7 years. EdTech is rising 5x, fintech 7x. So all these different types of technology led startups have done well. And what we are seeing is that ease of business by using technology also has gained tremendous traction. Of course, a lot more needs to be done in terms of where we want to achieve and be there. But this is the major target in 25 years. The economy to be at second largest at USD $32 trillion. I mean, that's a huge target. Even if we come somewhere close to that, it will be a great one. Per capita income target is 20,000 US dollars. I think even if we reach $10,000, we will really do very, very well, because that inflection, I think, will come at about 3,000 or $4,000. Manufacturing GDP to grow 15x in the next 25 years. That is a scorching pace of targeting manufacturing GDP. Services to grow at 13x. Uh, so really, really optimistic numbers. The FDI to grow 12x to 1 trillion USD. Exports to grow 12x to USD 8 trillion. Human capital, largest and youngest working population with median age of 29. So this is the layout of the government. Of course, uh, how this will be achieved, whether the government will stay in power for that long to achieve this, whether the next governments will stay on this line or on this trajectory or not, all that will remain to be seen. But as we say in the markets, unless you have a vision, unless you have a glide path, nothing can be achieved. So I'm very happy that a government has a at least a glide path of 25 years. I don't recall any government in the last 50 years having a glide path of 25 years showcased at an international forum. So this makes me extremely confident and optimistic about the current uh, setup that we have. And this has uh, regardless of this the projections and the plans, India has been doing quite well since we opened up in 1991. So last 30 years, I mean, from the market perspective, we've done 12-13% CAGR nominal growth, which is not bad. I mean, this is really, really good. And of course, we need to have that critical mass of people with, 3,000 or $4,000 of per capita income. Once that critical mass is acquired, then the rockets will go off. And that's what the India market is beginning to price in. So while we may not be at a very reasonable or cheap valuation, but I think we may remain at very expensive valuations for a long period to come, because of the potential, because India is going to play a leading role in terms of the global growth ahead of us in the next 20 years. So with this, I come to an end to today's daily bite. Thank you so much for watching this. Please do share this video, even if there are people who are not associated with the share market. This video should go out to everybody. Everybody should have confidence on where the country is headed towards, and this will motivate a lot of people to jump into businesses or do things which may not have may not have worked out for them. So you can find insights from here. You can see segments that will do well. Um, of course, in the markets, if you are doing investing, definitely there were certain pockets that you really need to focus on. And in momentum investing, I mean, we will hope that those sectors will automatically come to us, and we will be able to ride them over this time. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in another one. Bye.